Secretariat and fellow permanent witnesses. MUNGWI Town Council, you are welcome to this session. I'm Kazinga Kennedy from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning to you.
Morning.
Good morning, honorable members of the committee, CS and your team, good morning. My fellow permanent witnesses, good morning. My name is Christopher Mwamba from Local Government Service Commission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Secretariat.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Namwenga Simaloli from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning. Emmanuel Walia from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you very much, honorable members of the committee. Honorable for Mangango.
Chair, thank you so much. Good morning to you. MUNGWI Town Council, good morning. You are most welcome to National Assembly. Our permanent witnesses, morning to you too. The viewers and the listeners out there, morning to you as well. This is Mwene Luhamba, Member of Parliament for Mangango. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Members on Zoom, Honorable Pavyuma, Kalobo Pavyuma. Honorable from Mfumbwe. Honorable Kamondo. Honorable Shakafuswa.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Honorable colleagues, and good morning our permanent witness, and good morning our witness for today. My name is Edot Kamondo, a member of Parliament from Fumbe. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Chair, good morning.
Good morning, Honorable
to you,
Shakafuswa.
and good morning, Honorable Mwene. Good morning to you, our permanent witnesses. Mr. Kazinga, I miss you too. MUNGWI Town Council, welcome to your committee on local government. Christopher Shakafuswa is my name. I represent the good people of Mandevu constituency, and you are in Mandevu constituency, so you are welcome to Mandevu constituency as well. I'm the vice chairperson of the committee. Thank you so much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Nyambose. Honorable Nyambose. Okay, it's fine. Witness, my name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency. During our interaction will not be used against you in any courts of law. However, if you choose to mislead your committee, misinform your committee, the same COP12 will be used against you. I have no doubt, however, in my mind that you take that route, and that this morning you give us factual information, that you give us the right information, the information that will help us be able to generate a very good report, the report that we will then submit to Honorable Madam Speaker. With that said, I want now to invite you, Council Secretary, to make your submission before your committee. You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairperson. Before I proceed, I wish to seek permission that I present the addendum which I have.
Please, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Further, Chair, I also wish to seek permission to make a correction on page 10 of my report, the main report.
Let's go to page 10 on the main report. Page 10, yes.
Yes, Chair. Appendix C, which is just below page 10, is supposed to read Appendix 4 instead of 6.
Instead of 6, it's supposed to be 4.
Yes, Chair.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
That's all?
Yes, sir.
Please proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. Memorandum submission to the Parliamentary Committee on Accounts of Local Authorities Constituency Development Fund, CDF, for the audit of MUNGWI Town Council, cited in the Auditor General's report for the financial year ended 31st December 2023 in paragraph 81. Appendices 1, 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Part A, Chair, is on specific findings. Number A, procurement of a drilling rig. Cause of the query, Chair. Expired advance payment bond. Cause of the query, management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the supplier had not renewed an advance payment bond after contract extension. Action taken. Management has since terminated the contract with Arctic Equipment Limited for failure to deliver the drilling machine, that is the rig, within the agreed time frame. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that advance payment bonds are renewed after extension of the contracts and that advance payment bond claims will be made 2 weeks before expiry of the contract. See Appendix 1. Roman numeral number 2, Chair. Expired performance security. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the supplier had not renewed the performance bond at the time of audit. Action taken. Management has since terminated the contract with Arctic Equipment Limited for failure to deliver the drilling machine, that is the rig, within the agreed time frame. Further, Chair, a 7 days demand notice has been served on the company requesting for refund. Thereafter, litigation will ensue. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that performance bonds are renewed after extension of the contracts and that performance bond claims are made 2 weeks before expiry of contracts. See Appendix 1. Number B, Chair, failure to claim advance payment. This is for Makanga Steel General Dealers. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that at the time of audit,
what the other partners.
The supplier had not refunded advance payment despite being requested to do so in the termination letter. Action taken. Management has since recovered the advance payment. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that the advance payment bonds claims are made at least 2 weeks before expiry of the contract. See Appendix 2. Number C, construction of Chewe Rural Health Center. Delayed completion. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that main cause of delay in the completion of Chewe Rural Health Center project was due to the slow pace of execution of works on site by the contractor. Action taken. Management has terminated the contract and the outstanding works have been re-advertised. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to ensure that projects are completed within agreed time frame. See Appendix 3. Number 2, Chair, is on expired performance bond. Cause of query. With your permission, Chair, I wish to draw the attention of the committee to the addendum which I will submit alongside this.
Okay, what is the addendum? Okay. Yes, on the addendum.
Thank you, Chair. This is on number 1A1, expired performance bond, construction of Chewe Rural Center. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the contractor had not renewed the performance bond at the time of audit. Thank you, Chair. We continue with the main report.
Okay.
Permission to proceed, Chair.
Please.
Thank you very
proceed.
much. Action taken. Management has terminated the contract and they have since retendered the remaining works through electronic government procurement, that is EGP. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that performance bonds are renewed after extension of the contract. See Appendix 3. D. Failure to implement approved projects. Rehabilitation of Kabisha Bridge. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the Council engaged Road Development Agency, RDA, for the rehabilitation of the Kabisha Wooden Bridge. However, the assessment report indicated that there was need for change in the project scope, design, and materials to be used from the rehabilitation of Wooden Bridge to construction of Berry Bridge. This was what necessitated the reallocation of funds towards the grading and rehabilitation of the 10-kilometer stretch leading to the site. Action taken. Management wishes to report that tree stamping and clearing and grabbing works on Kabisha Road have since commenced. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that commitment letters are secured in time from project financiers to avoid double allocation of government resources. See Appendix 4. Number E, Chair, is failure to provide project identification documents. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the documents were separated during the appraisal stage in the committee sittings and were not availed in time during audit due to misfiling, not properly labeled and indexed, which made it difficult to be availed in time. Action taken. Management has retrieved the documents and they are ready for audit verifications. Remedial measures. Management shall ensure all project identification documents are secured and availed to the auditors. See Appendix 5. Number F, Chair, delayed completion, that is rehabilitation of Chambeshi Bridge. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the delay in completion of outstanding works by the Road Development Agency, that is RDA, was caused by the agency's logistical challenges in getting grading equipment on site. Action taken. All outstanding works on site have since been completed. Remedial measures. Management to enhance collaboration with government implementing agencies to ensure timely completion of projects. See Appendix 4. Number G, delayed completion, that is rehabilitation and grading of feeder roads. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the cause of delay in commencement of grading works was mainly attributed to challenges in the recruitment of a seasoned and skilled grader operator for the newly procured machine. Action taken. Management employed a skilled and seasoned grader operator on contractual basis in September 2024 and has since managed to grade and rehabilitate a total of 63.5 kilometers of feeder roads out of a planned 130 kilometers. Remedial measures. Management to attach drivers from devolved departments who have undergone training in grader operating as means of practical skills transfer during project implementation of roadworks. See Appendix 7. Number H, unaccounted for fuel. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that council grader during commencement of works had a breakdown leading to the underutilization of the fuel at the time of audit. Action taken. The fuel has been utilized and disposal details have been attached. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that the fuel procured is utilized within the planned period and is accounted for. See Appendix 8. I. Delayed completion, that is construction of MUNGWI market shelter. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that delays in the completion of the project was the slow pace of execution of works on site by the contractor. Action taken. The contract for the construction of MUNGWI market was terminated due to delays in completion of works within the agreed time. Following the termination of contract, all outstanding works on site have since been completed through force account. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that the projects are completed on time. See Appendix 9. J. Management of bursaries, secondary schools and skills development, payments not supported by approved application forms. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the application forms were separated during the appraisal stage in committee sittings and were not availed in time during audit. Action taken. Management has retrieved the application forms and they are ready for audit verifications. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that approved application forms are secured and availed to the auditors. See Appendix 10. Chair number K is on youth, women and community empowerment, that is for empowerment grants. Number 1, failure to maintain financial records. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that despite orienting the beneficiaries on financial literacy and record keeping, they failed to maintain financial records in time during the audit. Action taken. Management has been reorienting the beneficiaries on financial literacy and record keeping during project monitoring and further wrote them requesting for submission of financial records. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that there is continuous sensitization of empowerment grant beneficiaries to review and identify gaps in financial record keeping. See Appendix 11. Number 2, irregular recommendation of beneficiaries. Youths above 35 years. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that this was due to age mix of members group and the majority of them are youths. Action taken. Management has written to the youth clubs in question to ensure they comply with the guidelines and replace the members above the eligible age of 35 years. Remedial measures. Management to ensure that recommended individuals in the youth clubs / groups meet the eligibility criteria. See Appendix 12. Number 3, failure to implement funded activities. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to report that the groups had deviated from the original business plan of which they did not submit the applications for change of project type at the time of audit. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the groups were further engaged and have implemented the original projects and the change of projects have been approved. Documents are available for verification. Remedial measures. Management will intensify monitoring of empowerment grant beneficiaries to ensure implementation of funded activities and ensure the withdrawals of funds are confirmed by officers from finance before funds are withdrawn from the bank. See Appendix 13. Number 3, failure to commence poultry business, that is the Wuche Women's Club. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the club changed the project venture of poultry farming into village banking without seeking authority to change project type. Action taken. Management has since approved the change of project type. Remedial measures, management to ensure that there is continuous sensitization of beneficiaries on the procedure for change of project as well as involvement of traditional leaders on oversight role. See Appendix 14. Number 5, failure to procure sewing machine, Chintelelwe Women's Club. Cause of the query, management acknowledge the auditor's observation and wishes to state that at the time of audit, Chintelelwe Women's Cooperative did not provide information relating to the procurement of sewing machine. Action taken, management wishes to state that the cooperative procured sewing machine. Remedial measures, management to ensure that funded cooperatives produce financial information on time. See Appendix 16. Number 6, failure to start a garden, Munada Farmers Group. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that Munada Farmers Club changed the project venture of gardening to village banking without seeking authority to change project type during auditing. Action taken, management has since approved the change of project type. Remedial measure, management to ensure that there is continuous sensitization of beneficiaries on the procedure for change of project as well as involvement of traditional leaders on oversight role. See Appendix 17. Management of empowerment loans, soft loans, that is failure to avail ownership documents for equipment and machinery. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that during the audit period, ownership documents were not retained to the beneficiaries, they were not retained, by the beneficiaries to the local authority, as the bank had deposited the funds in the beneficiary's account as opposed to procuring the equipment on their behalf. Action taken, management engaged the 5 beneficiaries whose ownership documents were not available during the period under review. They've since submitted to the local authority and are ready for verification. Remedial measures, management to ensure that the beneficiaries are sensitized on the importance of securing ownership documents. Part B, Chair, is on cross-cutting issues. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the retained funds were as a result of funds withheld at source for the insurance of motor vehicles, including balances and disbursed at the end of the year. Further, the balance on the 2023 CDF funding and the expenditure relates to 2023 CDF programs that were ongoing at the end of the year. Action taken, management wishes to report that a consideration of the 2023 CDF performance was undertaken and the results are as shown in the table. Chair, with your permission, I again refer your committee to the addendum. This is where we've done the amended or adjusted table. This is on Appendix 3 of the addendum.
Proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. A remedial measure, management to ensure that approved projects are implemented in time. See Appendix 19 and 15. Appendix 2, total unspent funds. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the balance brought forward was as a result of CDF programs that were ongoing at the beginning of the year. The interest were earned on the revolving account and loan repayments. The balance at the end of the year were committed funds for CDF programs that were ongoing at the end of the year. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the CDF performance was undertaken and the results are as shown in the table. Management has spent the sum of 24,447,234 kwacha towards ongoing CDF components, leaving a balance of 273,686 kwacha for revolving funds that is yet to be allocated to loan beneficiaries. And that's a breakdown of the components under which the funds were spent, Chair. Remedial measures, management to ensure that capital projects are implemented in time. See Appendix 19 and 15. Appendix 2.1, unspent funds, that's on community projects. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to report that the balance on the 2023 CDF funding and the expenditure relates to 2023 community projects that were ongoing at the end of the year. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023 community projects was undertaken and the results are as shown in the table. Remedial measures, management to ensure that capital projects are implemented in time. See Appendix 19 and 15. With your permission, Chair, 2.2 and 2.3 are the same. I proceed with 2.3.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chair. Unspent funds, empowerment grants. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that during the period of audit, a sum of 42 kwacha was not spent. This was the balance from the procurement of a hammer mill at a cost of 39,958 kwacha from the total allocation of 40,000 due to Muliana Women Enterprises Cooperative. Action taken. Council has made a payment to the Muliana Women Enterprises Cooperative. Remedial measure. Council will ensure that payment is made in full to the cooperative as per approved figure. See Appendix 20. Appendix 2.4, secondary boarding and skills development. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that the balance on the 2023 CDF funding and the expenditure relates to 2023 secondary and boarding and skills development bursaries. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023 secondary boarding and skills development bursaries was undertaken and the results are as shown in the table below. Remedial measures, management to ensure that payment of secondary boarding and skills development bursaries are paid on time. See Appendix 19 and 15. Appendix 2.5, unspent funds, that's administrative costs. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to report that the balance on the 2023 CDF funding and the expenditure relates to 2023 towards projects, monitoring and general administrations respectively. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023 administrative costs was undertaken and the results are as shown in the table below. Management wishes to state that funds have since been spent in full as illustrated in the table. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that administrative cost is spent within the period under review. See Appendix 19 and 15. Appendix 3, 2022 community projects. Cause of the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observation and wishes to state that 5 outstanding projects could not be implemented due to the following reasons. Number 1, supply and delivery of a water drilling rig. The reason is that the supply had not yet delivered and the water drilling rig at the time of audit. Number 2, the supply and delivery of 5 delivery beds, 28 normal hospital beds, mattresses and beddings to various health facilities. The contract had been terminated at the time of audit, and the management was in the process to retender the project. Number 3, the construction of 1x2 CRB at Muombo Phase 2. The contractor couldn't commence works at the time of contract awards, that's on 8th April 2024, as the area in question is prone to floods and was inaccessible at the time of audit. Number 4, construction of Mchaka Bridge. The reason is that the project was under procurement at the time of audit. Management would like to bring to light that the project had been re-advertised on several occasions and bids were always non-responsive. Following the constant non-responsiveness of bids, management resolved to engage the Zambia National Service, that is ZNS, and the Roads Development Agency, that is RDA, to assess and estimate the value of work to be executed on site, and it was brought to the attention of management that the project had been undervalued and underfunded. In view of the above, additional funds to implement the project were sourced under a variation from the 2023 CDF Secondary and Skills Development. Number 5, the rehabilitation of Kabisha Bridge. The project has been earmarked for full funding by the Road Development Agency, that is RDA, to construct a permanent berry bridge across Kabisha River. Action taken. The 2 out of 5 outstanding projects have since been completed. The completion of a 1x2 classroom at Muombo Primary School and the supply and delivery of hospital beds. The other one stands at 90%, that is the construction of Mchaka Bridge, and the other 2, the supply and delivery of a drilling rig and the rehabilitation of Kabisha Bridge, are yet to be completed. Remedial measures, management will endeavor to procure and implement projects in time. See Appendix 19 and 15. Appendix 4, Chair, is 2023 community projects. Cause of the query, project name, the grading and rehabilitation of feeder roads. Reasons why the project was outstanding: delay in commencement of grading works was mainly attributed to challenges in the recruitment of a seasoned and skilled grader operator for the newly procured machine, that's the grader. Number 2, the completion of Muyala Health Post. The project was reserved for MUNGWI domiciled contractors and was unfortunately retendered on several occasions due to non-responsive bids submitted by the local contractors. Number 3, rural electrification by Rural Electrification Authority. After the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding with RIA on 11th January 2024, management was advised that the Council, through the CDF Committee, had to allocate additional funds of up to 4.5 million kwacha for any significant works to be executed in the district. The additional funds are yet to be sourced, Chair. Action taken. The 2 out of the 3 outstanding projects have since been procured and are under implementation. With works under rural electrification, that is RIA, still yet to commence, remedial measures, management will ensure that projects are procured in time. See Appendix 19 and 15. Appendix 5, Chair, analysis of performance, youth, women, and community grants. Cause of the query: wish to acknowledge the auditor's observation and wishes to state that during the audit, 352 applicants were received. Only 96 applicants were approved according to the budget line. The demand for grants were higher after undertaking sensitization program. Action taken: management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the performance of grants was undertaken and the results are as shown in the table below. Remedial measures: management will ensure that grants are paid in full. Appendix 6, Chair, change of projects without approval. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the club changed the project type of poultry farming to village banking without seeking authority at the time of audit. Action taken, management has since approved the change of project type. Remedial measure, management to ensure that there is continuous sensitization of beneficiaries on the procedure for change of project as well as involvement of traditional leaders on oversight roles. Appendix 7, failure to account for funds. Cause of query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to report that the groups had deviated from the original plan, of which they did not submit the applications for change of project type at the time of audit. Action taken, management wishes to report that some groups were further engaged and have implemented the original projects, and the change of projects have since been approved. Documents are available for verification. Remedial measures, management to intensify monitoring of empowerment grants beneficiaries to ensure implementation of funded activities and ensure the withdrawals of funds are confirmed by officers from finance before funds are withdrawn from the bank. See Appendix 13. Appendix 8, performance analysis, that's for soft loans. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that during the audit, 141 applicants were received, only 32 applicants were approved according to the budget line. The demand for loan were higher after undertaking sensitization program. Action taken, management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the performance of loan was undertaken and the results are shown in the table below. Remedial measures, management to ensure that loans are paid in full. See Appendix 18. Appendix 9, failure to recover loans. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that during the audit, 141 applicants were received. Only 63 applicants were approved according to the budget line. The demand for loans were higher after undertaking sensitization program. Action taken, management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the performance of loan was undertaken and the results are shown in the table below. Remedial measures, management to engage the bank to devise modalities of ensuring that loan recoveries are made in time as per loan agreement. See Appendix 18. Appendix 10, secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to report that the balance on the 2023 CDF funding and the expenditure relates to 2023 secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023 secondary boarding and skills development bursaries was undertaken and the results are shown in the table below. Remedial measures, management will ensure that payment of secondary boarding and skills development bursaries are paid on time. See Appendix 18. Chair, I wish to draw the attention of your committee to the addendum.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Part A on specific findings, procurement of a drilling rig. Action taken, Chair. Management has since...
Just hold on. Part A?
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
That's page 2.
Let's go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Number A, procurement of a drilling rig. Action taken. Management has commenced legal process in the High Court for Zambia against Arctic Equipment Limited in Kasama District. The project for supply and delivery of a drilling rig is currently at bid submission stage on EGP. See Appendix 1. Number 2, with your permission, Chair, I'd already read it out.
Yeah.
D, Chair, failure to implement approved project, that is rehabilitation of Kabisha Bridge. Action taken, Chair. Management wishes to report that opening, grading, and spot improvement works on the 10-kilometer access road to Kabisha Bridge have since commenced. See Appendix 2.
Yes.
Management of empowerment loans, that's soft loans. This was also referred to
submitted
my
already,
submission.
isn't it?
Yes, yes, Chair. Appendix 2.2, unspent funds, empowerment grants. Action taken, Chair. Council has made a payment to the Muliana Women Enterprises Cooperative. See Appendix 5. Appendix 6, Chair, change of project without approval. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the CDF committee approved the change of project type. I wish to submit, Chair, my report for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Yes, let's start with page 9.
Let's go to page 9.
Yes, I think the question, Chair, is emanating from page 8.
Okay.
Failure to provide project identification documents. Are you there, CS? Yes. Okay. You had the 3 projects: rehabilitation of Chamfuvu Bridge, completion of Shimanga Community School, that is painting, decorating, and 40 desks. Then rehabilitation of Kabisha Bridge using additional funds. So the sum of these 3 projects was 1.8 million. Now, you had no documents backing up the choice of the CDF committee to embark on these projects. And you are stating that the documents were misfiled and so on and so forth. You have given your own reasons. But my question is, how come? Because these are not the only projects that you carried out. How come only 3 projects had documents missing than all other projects that you carried out in this particular year? 1. 2, when you found the documents, why did you take them to the auditors to say, no, the documents are here? And by the way, auditors were not there in your council for a day or 2. It must have been 2 weeks, not so? They were there for how long in your council, CS?
Chair, approximately 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes. So for you not to be able to find documents within 2 weeks, they may really and truly not have been there. So why, after finding them, didn't you provide them to the auditors, even following them at their offices? Instead, you opt to bring them before this committee.
Okay.
So this Chair, I want him to confirm also whether truly these documents are authentic to us or not. And maybe you had your own criteria of selection of projects. You were just pointing to say, okay, you there in that area, even if you haven't applied for a bridge, we will give you a bridge. You there in that area, even if you don't want this, we are going to give you. You are maybe imposing the projects on people.
Okay.
There are so many questions, Chair. Let him just explain first. Thank you.
Secretary.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. First and foremost, if you look at the rehabilitation of Chamfuvu Bridge and of course Kabisha Bridge, These are very, very critical crossing points of which the community in their respective areas have been complaining about and pushing. So, Chair, I wish to assure the committee that these projects were not imposed on the people. They are the ones who demanded through the WDCs. The minutes and the application forms, they are genuine, I can guarantee that, Chair. These are very huge projects, and they are connecting part of MUNGWI with the other communities who are so many, and those are residing in the productive areas where the farming activities are quite high. On number 2, on the completion of the community school at Chimanga, this is also an old school which was very dilapidated, and the community themselves demanded that the school be rehabilitated. And of course, the documents, they actually came from them through the WDCs. In terms of as to why the documents were not availed to the auditors in time, Chair, I wish to invite Director of Finance just to shed more light.
Director of Finance?
Or maybe the engineer. Whoever is here.
Let's be organized. We don't need to guess on what we want to do.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Finance.
This is Director Planning.
Oh, Director Planning, yeah, you are the right person.
Thank you. I wish to assure, just like Council Secretary has put it, to say that the documents where the WDCs applied for these projects, but it's just unfortunate that after the process of appraisal, the 3 documents were misfiled and couldn't be traced at the time of audit. And we should also submit to say that when maybe it was just unfortunate that when these were found, I think by the time the auditors had already left the institution. I submit, Chair.
Council Secretary, your emphasis on these 3 projects, that these are people-driven projects, came through the WDCs, and these are big projects according to your submission. How possible is that you can miss these documents on very, very important, from your submission, very important projects? How possible that you can miss these documents? For 2 weeks, the auditors were at your station.
Chair, just like Director Planning has acknowledged that...
additional, Chair?
Yes, Honorable Shakafuswa.
Just like the Director Planning has acknowledged that...
additional, Chair?
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Honorable Shakafuswa.
Yes, Chair. When documents come from the WDCs, they are then taken to the CDF committee. So if this documentation from the wards were missing, why didn't you avail to the auditors the minutes of the CDF committee? And then the same documents that you found after the auditors had left, where did you find these documents? Which officer was keeping these documents? I submit, Chair.
Thank you very much, Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. I again wish to invite the Director Planning just to...
Director Planning.
Thank you very much, Chair. I wish to respond that the documents were misfiled. I think they were found in another office because these documents, like you rightly put it, they are presented before the CDF committee during the sittings. Then after the sittings, this is when the documents were misfiled. Then the socio-economic planner had retrieved them from the registry. I submit, Chair.
Director Planning, you are in charge of these. They are supposed to be in your custody. When the auditors indicated they are coming to your station, what documents did you put in place for them to come and verify? Were you not supposed to have all the documents under your department in your office? Were you shifting? How did the documents from your office find themselves with the economic or social plan?
Thank you, Chair. Indeed, I must admit that these documents are supposed to be kept by myself in my custody. Also, with working together with the socio-economic planner, wish to assure the committee that we will do better next time they come for audit. I submit, Chair.
Yes, sir. Honorable Mune.
Thank you so much. Director Planning. We are not trying to, like, maybe. What I'm also wondering is, how come only these projects documents were missing? Why not all these other documents also? And can you clearly tell this committee and the general public that the documents were in the office for the socio-economic planner, and that's the reason why you couldn't find them, or they were where?
Thank you, Chair. Like I alluded earlier, I was saying after appraisal, when we did the appraisal after the committee meetings, so we were doing the committee meetings at our guest house, so we had to transport the documents aside, after which, after the committee meeting, during transportation of the same document, this is when they were found.
Chair, there is no way only 4 documents can go missing between 2 offices. There is no way. And in 2 weeks' time, documents cannot be found. It means if that's the case, then there was just negligence on your part. Where is the socio-economic plan? It means there was just negligence on your part, because you cannot fail to find documents that are so important and needed by auditors that are in your next office. You fail to find them. And 2 years down the line, you come here and say they were in the next office. Who can listen to that? And by the way, getting back to the CS chair, it's not that the query is about the importance of these projects. No. You are stating the importance of the bridge, the importance of the desks, the importance of the, yes, this is correct. They are very, very important. But the query is on you failing to follow the CDF guidelines. CDF guidelines 5.1.2, which states that all the projects that are supposed to be implemented in a constituency are supposed to actually come from the grassroots. It is supposed to be the people that are supposed to ask for those particular projects. That's the query. It's not on the importance. Very, very important. Even these desks, very, very important. Crossing bridges, very, very important. So that is, I wanted just to enlighten you, CS, that this query is not about the importance of these projects. It's about the missing documents and failure to avail important documents. So the next question still stands. After you found them, why didn't you follow the auditors to tell them, to show them the documents, to say they are here? Or it is so easy for you to avail these documents to us parliamentarians to say, no, go and answer when we appear before the CDF committee, than showing the auditors? What is your thinking in that line? Because when you found them, 2 years down there, you must have gone. Auditor's office is there. You must have gone and reconciled with the auditors. Even when you come here, some of these queries would have been dropped. But why do you make it so easy that you find it pleasure in attending parliamentary committees like this, answering queries that are like this, that you are claiming to say really the documents were authentic, they are authentic, and truly they were in the next office. But you opt to come here and answer to a question that was of which documents were in the next office. Why do you find it pleasure in such a manner? I submit, sir. I've got too many questions for this council.
But, Council Secretary, why didn't you follow the auditors. You know, we have this and then eventually drop the query.
Chair, there was just an omission on our part. I wish to apologize for that, Chair.
Let's go to page 36. Generally, CS, I must put to you that your report is not a good report.
Chair, before you go there.
Honorable Shakafuswa.
Chair, before you go there.
Yes, please.
Honorable Shakafuswa. Thank you, Chair. I want to find out from the town clerk. CS, Council Secretary, what action did you do? I know you do not sit in the CDF committee, but when it was presented to you that your officers had undertaken projects without following CDF guidelines, where projects are supposed to be submitted by the grassroots, what measures or corrective action did you put in place to your subordinates who decided to implement projects without following CDF guidelines? We know that you had to go back and manufacture minutes so that you can show that you followed the procedure. But it is very clear that your officers neglected to do that. What did you do as CS? Thank you, Chair.
Council Secretary.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. First and foremost, I wish to confirm that the projects, these three projects, were not imposed by management on our community. I think the testimony can arise from the area councillors who used to come pushing for the implementation of the same projects, and even now, like the ones that are yet to take off, they are still pushing. But admittedly, Chair, I wish to confirm that the application forms and other documents that are mentioned were not availed to the auditors when they came for auditing. They were misfiled. That one I wish to confirm, and at the same time apologize, Chair. Thank you.
Let's go to page 36. Sorry, not page 36. That's on page 33. Failure to account for funds. The response from management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wish to report that the groups had deviated from the original plan, of which they did not submit the applications for change of project type at the time of audit. Management wishes to report that the groups were further engaged and have implemented the original projects, and the change of projects have been approved. Documents are available. So I want to find out that at which stage did you realize that these people actually, they are implementing the projects that they never applied for? At which stage?
Chair, I wish to invite the Director of Planning just to...
Director of Planning.
Thank you very much, Chair. I wish to state that this was realized during monitoring and also after we were audited. I submit, Chair.
Do you have a report of your monitoring where you discovered these? Because if you discovered before the auditors, when you are monitoring, the auditors wouldn't have found this state of affair. You would have corrected the situation. So are you being honest when you say during monitoring and during audit or the audit?
Thank you, Chair. I wish to admit that these were mostly discovered after we were audited.
You are in charge of these, and you are supposed to be monitoring. You have the vehicle, you have the funds. I've seen somewhere one of the pages where it's written administrative component fully utilized. So you are utilizing on which one? Because, and I've heard a lot of sentences here, the traditional leadership and all those things. You first, before we invite the traditional leaders to help you monitoring or identifying or doing anything, you are the people that are mandated, because you are given the monies, you are given the vehicle to go and do those things. The traditional leaders, they don't have the money. There is no allocation for them. So you people, you want to allow, you sit there, you finish the administrative component on other things, and then at the end of the day, the projects, the auditors are the ones that are going to identify wrong things that are happening within your councils. And if you check on the major measure, management to intensify monitoring of empowerment grants beneficiaries to ensure implementation of funded activities and ensure withdrawals of funds are confirmed by officers from the finance before funds are withdrawn from the bank. So, Council Secretary, this is when now you are saying you are going to intensify the monitoring. What has been happening in MUNGWI? Because when you look at a lot of projects, you are indicating this is when you want to intensify. And that will lead to another question on Appendix 9, failure to recover loans. Honorable, you want to speak? You can speak.
Yes, I want to come in, Chair, yes. On failure to recover loans, on page 35. Chair, when you go on page 36, this council has failed to collect about 2.2 million 74,018 kwacha 70 ngwe. And on their remedial measure, they are saying management will engage the bank to devise modalities of ensuring that loan recoveries are made in time as per loan agreement form. Chair, I'm surprised. Who are supposed to remind these beneficiaries, these loan beneficiaries, to pay back the loans? Is it the council or is it the bank? And one. Two, who selected these loan beneficiaries? Is it not the CDF committee in conjunction with the council, such that you know their potential payback? So maybe you can first answer those questions. Also add on another question. What mechanisms have you put in place to make sure that these loans are recovered as a council? I submit, Chair.
Council Secretary.
Chair, again, I will wish to invite Director Planning to just to say.
Director Planning.
Thank you very much, Chair. To answer the questions, Chair, the first two questions, indeed, we wish to agree with you that it is upon the council, because ourselves as management, in conjunction with the CDF committee, we are the ones who do selections of the loan beneficiaries, and it is the duty of the management to ensure that the loans are recovered.
Council Secretary, did you read this report? Did you read this particular response? The remedial measure that you have put, did you read it?
Yes, Chair, I did read it.
Is it correct, Council Secretary, to say you are engaging the bank to do that job for you? To put in modalities when you know that, like I've just been speaking about you being given the vehicle, being given the monies, the administrative component, but you are seated in your office, you write or you go to the bank, when the people that you gave loans, you identified them, and the vehicle you are supposed to be monitoring, you are supposed to see these activities and see that their projects are viable and they are able to pay back. But you still go to the bank, you don't want to speak to the beneficiaries like they are your in-laws. Why should you submit such a response? If you are serious, you want to recover the monies. How can you respond like that as a local authority? Honorable Mwene.
Thank you, Chair. By the way, seriously, when did you come to MUNGWI? When did you come to
Luingo?
Yeah, to MUNGWI Council?
MUNGWI, sir.
Thank you, Chair. That was August 2022.
2022?
Yes, Chair.
So you have been there all this time, and you are throwing questions to the Director Planning. When I have asked you a question to say, what measures are you putting in place for you as the principal officer to recover this money? You want the Director Planning to answer on your behalf. Are you not the head of this council?
Chair, I'm the one, of course.
So since you are the one, in simple terms, for you to throw the question to Director Planning, it means you have got no ideas on how you can recover this money, not so?
Chair, thank you very much. Of course, the way the remedial measure has been phrased is bordering on the issue of lobbying with the, with the bank.
The question is, you are not lobbying with the bank. It's not the bank that is owing. Switch off your microphone. It's not the bank that is owing. It is the people.
Honorable Mwene, through the chairperson.
Through you, Chair, yes. It's the people that you gave the loans to that are what? That are defaulting, not the bank. The bank is simply the custodian of the funds, not so. And a way that the people are paying through, isn't it? Now you as a council, through you, Chair, you, CS as a council, what measures have you put in place to recover these monies? Because you see, this money is too much. 2.2 is not a smaller figure. And this is not one person. We are talking about a number of people. So what measures have you as a council, especially you as the principal officer, thought about to recover this money, this one? What measures? That's my question.
Thank you. Just before you respond, Council Secretary, you realize that you gave out the monies or to the beneficiaries, 63 of them, and only 3 are repaying. 60 are off. Can we have the status of the other recipients, the beneficiaries? What, through your monitoring, Director Planning, can you give us the activity, can you give us the status of the 60 recipients, the 60 beneficiaries? What is the status now? In addition to what my colleague asked, the question my colleague asked.
Maybe, Chair, before Director Planning comes in, the number of recipients, they are actually 63. Now, the 3 are the ones, the heading is saying number of recipients not making payments, there are 3. Yes, sir. Now, what we've done is, of course, I had a discussion with the bank manager, especially on the procurement of equipment, because normally these loan beneficiaries, others, they like opening multiple accounts so that when they have a challenge and they want like to do some other businesses, then they will use an account other than the loan account. So just to safeguard against that, that is one of the issues that we were discussing with the bank manager. Nevertheless, Chair, we've started calling them, and these that are defaulting, we've written them demand notices, and that's the process which we've started, so that we
on Appendix 18? Where are they? The demand notices. Where are they? Do you have the appendix? So, Council Secretary, you are mean there. Do you have it or not so that you don't waste time?
No, we have them here.
Where?
I'm guided here that we are not at the hill.
I mean, just sit. Waria, can you pick the things? Can we have those letters? Please bring me a copy here. Yes, go ahead. Just
thank you so much, Chair.
Eh?
Chair, this letter I've been served with is a demand for payment of loans. Do you know when it was written? 16th of May 2025.
Yesterday, should be on Friday.
Yes, on Friday. From 2023, Chair.
It was written on Friday. When did
on Friday, yes.
When
so this is
leave?
surprising.
When did you leave MUNGWI for Lusaka? On Saturday?
Yes, Chair.
So you did this late on Friday and then you left on Saturday?
And through you, Chair.
Okay, go ahead, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Through you, Chair, this letter is to just to come and show your committee that they have done the letter because they have a query here. So, personally, Chair, it's not showing any substance in their commitment to performing their duties, Chair, as a council.
Thank you.
Yes.
Council Secretary, this letter is as good as is not there. Can you confirm to me that these letters actually were received by the people you served?
Chair, not all of them.
Why?
Oh, of course we have challenges in terms of reaching them out. Like
no, I'm asking why they have not received. You are saying it's the challenge of reaching them. When did you take them?
Number one, I think it's just the time from when we generated those letters and the time of saving them. But of course, we try to call them using the numbers that are in our database. Most of them are not reachable.
Council Secretary, you know that this is 2023 query. And the 2023, 2024, 2025, May, that's when you write to them. In May. And just before you started off, I'm sure your bags were already packed. Then you got these letters. And I'm pretty sure that today, the people that you have left, if really these are difficult, they are hard to reach places, they are still struggling. They have not received these demand letters. And they are appearing here. If this is not negligence of duty, please give me another term I can use. For 1 year, because you are coming to appear before the committee, you decide to do that. I indicated to you that this is a very bad report. I can read for you all the titles here. And maybe, perhaps, at times I love asking people. That is, management, when you went through this report, what was your feeling? Is it a good report? Council Secretary, were you there in 2023?
I was there, Chair.
Director of Finance, were you there?
was there, Chair.
Planning,
I was there, Chair.
internal auditor.
I was there, sir.
What's your position? Procurement officer, were you there?
I was there, Chair.
And of course, legal, you are not there. The next one.
I was there, Chair.
So all of you, you are the ones that produced this very bad report. All of you. We have the Honorable Mwene. There is the rig there. Please, go ahead.
Come in, Chair. Chair, there is a rig. You know, I'm happy that it's the whole council that was there then and is here now. So we are asking questions to the correct people, Chair, that produced such a very bad report. And I'm very happy that the commission is here. You are watching over your people here that are performing in such a manner. Maybe this question, Chair, before we go to the next question.
Yes.
The entire committee, how do you think you are going to recover this money? Or maybe we are giving it to your relatives so you don't want them to pay back? Or how do you think you are going to recover this money? Yes.
Thank you very much, Chair. The soft loans that our people are getting, and we've been telling them about this, these are public funds, and the public funds are regulated by the Public Finance Management Act. So we are actually sensitizing them that, it's not like previously whereby, funds used to be donated. If they fail to pay, then we are going to invoke the legal process, and they will actually be compelled to pay the loans. Thank you, Chair.
So when you submit like that, CS, against the period that you have been sitting without doing anything for a year plus, you want this committee to believe that you can invoke those powers. You want us to believe that? All this period, you only gave them the demand letters the day you are leaving. And that's your submission this morning, that no, we are going to do this, no, we are going to do this. I doubt your word. Both your word and your actions. I have no reason to believe what you are saying because of what we have gone through here. Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. I'm with you. We are together. The entire committee, Chair, is not believing what the CS and this council is talking about. Because here it's surprising that their colleagues are doing better than them. We must confirm. And it's a team of, sorry, we are not trying to say women don't perform better, but you are all men here. You are equal to the task. Unfortunately, you are not doing as expected of you. This is a very big disappointment, Chair, from this. Now, I think a take-home thing, Chair, on these loans, when you go back, your colleagues, consult your colleagues that have done well in collection of loans. You have been sleeping too much as a council on this. It is even making us think that maybe you are just giving these loans to people you don't want to pay back. These are loans. They are not grants. If the people want grants, let them get grants. They will take the money and use without returning anything. But these are supposed to be paid back so that others also can access this same money. And the main motive of this is to help empower the people. The government wants to empower the people so that they are able to stand on their own. They are able to do a business which they will be able to support their families on. That's the main idea of these particular loans. In those days, only civil servants and those very big business persons were able to access loans. But the new Dawn government brought it to everyone on the ground to be able to access these loans. Why? It's because we need a quick economic development. Economic development, sir, CS, through you, Chair, is not attained by one person. Yes. Everyone contributes, Chair, however little it can be. It's a contribution to economic development. And this is what the government has thought about. The more you broaden the production on the ground, the more you develop. Not only basing or anchoring on civil servants and big business persons, no. So if you are not recovering these loans, in simple terms, you are also blocking others from accessing these same funds. So when others don't accept these funds, I summarize, Chair, yes, in summary.
Page 15.
Before there, Chair, on page 28, in the same line, Chair, on Appendix 3 projects, Chair. I'm very interested in the supply, or number 2, community projects. Or number 2, Chair, very much interested in the supply and delivery of 5 delivery beds. That's page 28. And 28, normal hospital beds, mattresses and the beddings to various health facilities. What is the status of this? Because here you have written to say the contract had been terminated at the time of audit and management was in the process to retender the project. What is the status of this? I'm very much concerned. Because we fall sick, Chair.
Okay. Maybe you can switch off your mic. Before you respond on the status, we want to see the termination letter for that contract when it was terminated. When was it terminated? Procurement. Can you give us when the contract was terminated? When was it terminated?
Thank you very much, Chair. The contract for this tender was terminated last year. I'm not sure about the date.
Give us the document, not just a verbal thing like that. Give us the document. When was it terminated? You know, this is very embarrassing, if to say the least, Council Secretary. You were all in what's this? MUNGWI. You know, in 2023. There is no way you can fail to answer that simple question when everyone was there. When was it terminated?
Chair, I may not recall the
You are
exact
now
date,
making our work very difficult.
but it's actually in the same year, 2023.
You are now making our work very difficult. And we can advise you to go back to MUNGWI and bring those documents. You cannot, Council Secretary, tell me that you terminated that contract in 2023. And to date, according to your submission, you are still re-advertising. You know how many months, how many years have passed between 2023 and now? No, it's unacceptable. We can't move like this as a nation. No, we can't. You gave out this tender for the like my colleague is concerned, 5 delivery beds, 28 normal beds, mattresses, beddings to various, health facilities. You say you have terminated, and now you are submitting, orally submitting that you terminated it in 2023. And your submission here is you are retendering it. Today, when are people going to get the benefits of these things? Under such attitude, when will our people get the benefits? Minister of Local Government,
Chair, maybe
the Commission.
With your permission, Chair, just to...
Before I'm talking, so I'm on the floor. The Commission, are you seeing the difficulties you are finding, Minister of Local Government, you are dispersing monies. You want the people, the Zambian people, to benefit. A year plus, very important items are required in the health facilities, and it should take 15 months, 14 months, 12 months. They are still re-advertising. Commissioner, do you have the right people to drive the development that the government is looking for? We get so disappointed. Go ahead, Council Secretary. Give us the information.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm just being guided that we did the termination in 2024, but the current status is that the hospital delivery beds and the mattresses have been delivered in full. Thank you, Chair.
Can we have the delivery, I mean the termination document and the delivery note? Procurement Officer, do you have the delivery notes? And the list of the facilities, beneficiary facilities?
The documentations are at the office, Chair.
So you came here and you left the documents in MUNGWI. When can these people come back?
The Chair, they can make arrangement with the
Okay,
Secretary.
give us a few minutes, Council Secretary. Meeting adjourned. Give us a few minutes. Immunity suspended.
Television, the Committee on Local Government Accounts has gone on a short break, and they are asking questions and seeking points of clarifications to MUNGWI Town Council that is being led by the Council Secretary, Mr. Cleofancio Chandabotwa, and this is in which they've made their submissions to the Committee on Local Government Accounts on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. So just now, we go on a break and we'll be back at the time the committee is back from the break. Keep watching Parliament Television.